Okay. Back again here in Seaside. Let me throw this out. I'm gonna put this right up there. Check my mail. So, another busy day, as I'm sure you already expect. Torso of a T-Rex. No, we're waiting on the skull. The skull of an Apatosaurus. Okay, that I'm not sure about. And amber, that I know we've already got. As I'm sure you are already expecting, another long day of working on the game jam. Need a vacation? Well, who doesn't? Transform your home into a luxurious beach resort with the cabana, armchair, table, bed, chair, lamp, vanity, and wardrobe. Okay. Thanks for the tip, I guess. Honestly, not much was accomplished today on the game jam. Garden stone. Alright, I'll take a look, I guess. Yeah, not much was accomplished today. I did finally hook in the already existing enemies into the procedural generation I got set up yesterday. So instead of just spawning little like placeholder sprites to show where it would spawn enemies, it spawns full-on enemies now. And it's a thing, and it spawns like the player and stuff, so you can actually jump in and like, and before I try and donate these, I'm gonna double check what we've got back here. You can jump in and explore these procedurally generated levels and actually like fight enemies in them and get killed. Okay, let's see. Which one's the Apato? Is this? No, this Apato. Oh, sick. Okay, so this is the last piece for this one. Hell yeah. All right, Blathers. Take this torso. Wait a minute. Wait, was it a torso that I had? Did it give me a torso or a skull? A Pato skull. Okay. Yeah, that's the one we need. Okay. Take this skull. I keep... What is wrong with me? Once again, I'm very tired. That's okay. Who, I say, an Apato skull. At long last, Apatosaurus is complete. Tremendous, striking, massive in every sense of the word. Massive! Who, I say, hooty-hoo. What a truly glorious find. My cup runneth over. Now, let me see here. Where shall I begin? Apatosaurus. It lived in the late Jurassic period, and was a member of the Diplodocid family of long-necked sauropods. You may be more familiar with the name Brontosaurus, though that is a separate species of the same genus. It grew to some 70 feet in length. It had a small head, a long, thick neck, and an amazing whip-like tail. What? Crack, whoopsh. Oh dear, awfully sorry. I was envisioning myself with a massive tail. Hoo-hoo. You have our deepest, most profound gratitude. Cool. Well, that was wonderful. I'm glad you have a tendency to envision yourself with a massive tail, Blathers. That's very great. Truly wonderful. So yeah, you can like actually explore the levels, play in them, kill enemies and die. And then on top of that, I set up a little main menu screen as well with a play button that just switches to the procedurally generated stuff. And then a game over screen that allows you to restart. Restart the level, and then, I guess I gotta sell stuff, yeah. and also like a pause screen that actually like pauses the game and stuff, allows you to quit back to the main menu. Oh, and I'm about to hit 100,000 bells too, so I'm probably gonna be making a payment pretty soon here. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. I haven't really wanted to add much, so this is the garden stone. Interesting. Again, not trying to decorate a park, I'm trying to decorate my house. This I will take. That I'll need for my future kitchen. Yeah, raffle ticket. And what kind of chair is this? A classic chair. Because I like that a lot. I might replace my office chair with that. So I'll take that. Cool. Yep. I haven't wanted to add much to the game just yet because originally we had discussed doing pixel art for the game. It's kind of nice, but I don't really want it. And so we got the project all set up for pixel art, but then later we decided to pivot to not doing pixel art, just doing regular art. And so we're going to have to restructure the project, especially around the tiles that the artist creates. The resolution of those are really going to end up determining kind of the size of everything else. And we haven't received those just yet. And I don't want to add more stuff that I'm just gonna have to end up, you know, resizing again and, you know, create more work for myself later. Hey, Pippi. Oh, you're looking at a bug and a mole cricket. Jay, is it possible you're avoiding me? I'm not avoiding you. I get it, you're needy. Can I help out? Uh-huh. I do you're lying again. Yep, I fucking knew it. I knew it. I know you, Pippi. I don't want to add stuff that I'm just gonna have to resize again later, because that's creating more work for myself down the line that I don't necessarily have to do. But he should be getting us those tile assets tonight. So hopefully once we or just like some temp assets that are going to be sized to what he's going to be doing. I don't think they're going to be final. Just so we know what's going on. That looks a lot better. I like that. I'll put the office chair down here. Just so we know, we have that to work around, knowing everything else is going to be, all the other tiles are going to be sized in that same way. And then we can resize everything we've got going. And then once we've done that, we can keep adding more and more stuff. Now that we've basically, I mean, it's a placeholder main menu, obviously. There's no official art or design or anything. Oh, nice. Immediately. But, like I was saying yesterday, the last thing we really needed to add to the game was just like the glue that puts it all together. And a main menu and like a pause screen, and all that, like switching between scenes and stuff. Mainly just the switching between scenes is the main glue that, you know, puts everything together. And so now that we've basically got all that up and running, all we really need to do is finish up with the rest of the enemies and what all of their like attacks are gonna be, and their you know, that's probably fine. I'll go ahead and I'll just donate that 10,000. What all of their attacks are going to be, what their player attacks are going to be, because when you infest an enemy, the attack that you use when you've infested them and taken control of them is different from their base attack, because you turn them into your own weapon. I didn't want to mail a letter. I wanted to pay off my shit. Because that's the gem of the theme. The theme of the game jam is you are the weapon, and so not only are you a weapon because you're playing as a bioweapon, you're also a weapon. I'll just donate 100,000. Sure, whatever. You're also a weapon because you are turning the enemies that you're infesting into weapons and then controlling them. So it's kind of a double-layered interpretation, which I really like. I think that will score rather well. Some nice points with the judges. So that means that the like complexity that like a player character would have is sort of bundled into every one of the enemy characters, which may end up, it may turn into a challenge to design and balance and make sure it's all like fun and cool. One thing I have been considering is I've already found the money rock. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, and I need to turn the lighthouse on. I'll make sure to do that as well. One thing I have considered is sound design is definitely going to be a little bit difficult for this game. Because a lot of the attacks, like with Nuclear Throne, you shoot a gun, it makes a big, bassy, boomy explosion sound, and it sounds great, feels really good, and it's wonderful. But I feel like most of the player attacks in this game are like more biological focused. Like the first one I came up with, just for the like a little basic enemy that I put together for testing purposes only, really, was just like a bunch of blood spurting out of the enemy, in like not all directions, but like with really low accuracy. And I'm not sure how to design a sound for that in a way that is really satisfying and like feels good and also gives good feedback for like what you're doing, I guess. It's definitely going to be a challenge because generally guns are satisfying, and like I would assume a big part of the reason why so many games have guns, so many games have guns is literally just because they're a thing that makes a big boom and they make explosions, and the monkey brain really likes both of those things a lot. I know because I fucking love those things. I love when there's a big boom and there's a lot of bass and there's a huge explosion and the entire screen shakes and you can't see what's going on because there's a huge explosion. It makes my monkey brain go, it screams when that happens. This is something I just need to put down in the basement. The rhythmoid. Interesting. And the plinkoid. Hey, wait a minute. These two go together very well, like sound-wise. And here's why that's a problem. What if I put you guys down here? What if I... Oh, wait, I have an idea. Wait. What if I do something... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's fine. What if I do something like this? Where both of these guys are on either side of the entrance. like they're guards letting me in. And it works because they're both like the big burly, they're like bouncer shaped, you know what I mean? And then these are all the little skinny guys in the corner. They're like my homies, you know. And these guys, these are my bodyguards. Yeah, I like that. Cool. And then I'll drop this Droploid down here. I'll just put you right there. This is gonna be quite the cacophony the more gyroids I collect. I'm excited to see how that turns out over time. What was I talking about? There was something specific I was talking about. Yeah, very, very difficult to design sounds for. In fact, we might even it might be so difficult to do so that we might have to design the biological attacks around like being able to have a satisfying sound that goes along with it, because that is I think a lot of people don't realize that sound design is a huge part. Cabana dresser and hammock. I'll take a look at both of those, and then I'll just take the stationary too for the fossils. Sound design plays a massive role in just how good a game feels to play. I want to do all 4 of these. If a game doesn't have good sound design, not a lot of people might not like immediately understand why, but it feels off and really unsatisfying, even if everything else about the game is pretty good. And you know, that being said, having good sound design honestly is a pretty low barrier for entry. As long as it like the sounds you have like just function well for their purpose, then that's good enough, you know. But if they're not like, if they don't function well and they're not satisfying, then like you're fucked. It's got to be satisfying. It has to inform the player. Like it has to be informative for like what's happening. Even if it's just simple bleeps and bloops, and it's like you know, it's not doing anything complex, it's still good sound design if it's informative and it's satisfying, you know. It doesn't have to be complex, it doesn't have to be really, really fancy. And so that's why I'm not sure about having attacks that are like just streams of blood, because you can have a sound for that that's kind of informative, but what a stream of blood sort of sounds like is just a lot of white noise. And that's, I feel like, especially with like the amount of other sounds going on, Tall Lullaboid, that sounds interesting. With all the other sounds going on, just having like a channel of white noise playing would be really confusing, probably distracting, and just wouldn't make much sense. Not even considering the fact that that's not a satisfying sound. And when the player attacks, they want to be able to like feel it, you know? Maybe what I could do, if we were to do like a stream of blood for an attack, like the thing I made the blood attack for is like not an enemy we're planning on having in the game. It was just something I threw together for testing. That's kind of nice. I sort of like it. Maybe what I could do, instead of just like trying to make the sound of a stream of blood, I could like attempt to emulate the sound of like the individual droplets popping out of the body. That could be interesting. Because I was considering, like, functionally, the attack is the same. Ooh. You know what? This is just one tile, isn't it? That was the wrong thing. That was the cabinet. I think I kind of like that. I think that's a lot better than the other wardrobe, which I've been wanting to replace for a while now. And then I could even fit the lullaboid over in this corner as well, which it makes sense to put it over here because it's right next to the bed, and so it plays me a little lullaby until I fall asleep. But I was thinking about how the fact that the blood attack is functionally the same as like a sort of chain gun or like machine gun weapon, you know, if it were to be a gun, especially like to make the direct comparison of Nuclear Throne, which is what we're pulling a lot of influence from for this project, as I've said many times. Probably the closest weapon in that game would be the chain gun, or the minigun, I think it's called, where it just fires really fast and very inaccurately, and it's basically just a gunshot for every bullet that comes out of it. Why can't I just do something sort of similar with the blood? I mean, it's not the most realistic, but sound design isn't meant to be realistic. It's meant to be informative and satisfying, like I've been talking about for like 30 fucking minutes. So I could totally do that, I feel like. I think I could definitely pull that off. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. That could be fun. I haven't done any sound stuff for the game yet. I haven't even worked on music at all. Maybe I'll just do some sound stuff and some music stuff tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'm also using this game as an excuse to pull out my electric guitar, which I don't play that much because I'm more of a cello guy myself. And I'm pretty bad at the guitar, but even if I'm bad, it's fun to mess around with it, especially with electric guitars. I can run it straight into my computer and put it through a bunch of effects in FL. FL Studio is what I use to make music. And so it's a lot of fun to just mess around with. So I'm excited to pull it out and mess with it for this project, make a really heavy, like almost metal soundtrack for it. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for today. Every time I jump into one of these episodes, I'm like, I can't just talk about the game jam the whole time again. I don't even have that much to talk about in regards to the game jam. And then what happens? It's been 25 minutes and I've been talking nonstop about the game jam. So I guess that's just what this is going to be like for a little while. So I'll see you tomorrow, where I probably talk about the game jam for another 25 minutes.